exclusive.
I'm a member.
I need you.
I'm not allowed to play again for you. I can't lie to you. You know why? Because I want to spend the rest of my life with you. More coming here, I take it pay. You will take it too. You know why? Because my when you look good. See your friend said that. I can represent my girl. Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
Love and caring.
Yes, I will.
To love and to hold.
Yes, I will.
Reach up for.
Not too sure.
Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
To love and to hold.
Yes, I will.
Reach up for.
Not too sure.
For the love.
Not 2 years I will marry you. I will pon it for you. If you give me a chance, I will cook for you. Now my head I will carry you. Oh yes, I will marry you. I will pon it for you. If you give me a chance, I will cook for you. Now my head I will carry you.
The day you agree to marry me, that's your story.
Do you know that maintaining clean and sufficient amount of oil is the perfect solution to preventing too much friction?
No flash, here we I will make you real you. Now not back at you. When you go we buy your home when they go when they see you, respect. Now the only thing they will give you. The only thing you will like. Now they go what you not ask me for. You won't feel your head at night. You won't play your bills. What you won't do? You won't go up to chill. You won't go to places. Don't worry. You already get a mental story. Smile now. Can't hold me down. You won't kiss me anywhere. Go ahead and kiss me now.
Ain't know that I want you. I can make it without you. Join a beat that can't do the things you not do for me. Baby, can't let me play for you. I want that you and say like you can buy me all the good. Oh. Baby, can't let me play for you. I want that you and say like you can buy me all the good. Oh. Rub my body, baby. Kiss me in the public. Anytime you're ready, must say too I am ready. Rub my body, baby. Kiss me in the public. Anytime you're ready, must say too I am ready.
Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
Love and caring.
Yes, I will.
Easy kid. Fuck you, my man. Yo, you. I don't care.
Do you know that maintaining clean and sufficient amount of oil is the perfect solution to preventing too much friction and overheating of your car engine? Remember that dye particles are deadly to your engines. So too is the use of the wrong kind of oil. Stop using recycled oil products on the market. Sonoco Premium Super Fleet Engine Oil is now in Liberia. The Premium SAE 50, Premium 15W40 for both gasoline and diesel engines. Once there is an engine, Sonoco has the lubricant. You can now change your engine oil after every 3 to 4 months. Since 1886, Sonoco Oil Company is supplying oil to over 85 different countries around the world. With Sonoco products, there is no more damage to your engines. Macintosh Incorporated, a Liberian company located on Weaver Street, AB Talbot Road in Pinsville, is the sole importer and country distributor of Sonoco and other U.S. lubricant brands. Call cell numbers 0880-535-508, 0777-677-633. That's your quality assurance.
Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency is the name that counts when you talk quality and affordable insurance services. Located in central New Jersey, Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency provides homeowner insurance, commercial and business insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, and a lot more. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to ensure we provide affordable pricing and quality services to our clients. Not only that, we also offer free financial planning consultation, and we are licensed in 20 states across the USA. At Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency, our staff are well trained to handle all your insurance needs. Visit our website on www.pmassinsurance.com or call us on phone number 609-571-3037. That's 609-571-3037. Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency, your low-cost insurance partner.
Do you need a car?
Ready for an upgrade?
Then come to Sika Motors, sole distributors of Toyota vehicles, Mitsubishi vehicles, and Yamaha motorbikes, genuine accessories and spare parts.
You name it, we have it. We have the 2022 brands of Toyota vehicles. Select from our new Toyota Starlight,
Toyota Belter, Toyota Rush.
We've got the best deal in town through our Sika Motors financing schemes with selected banks, EcoBank Liberia and UBA Liberia, starting at the lowest as $500 USD. You won't believe these prices. Come for quality, reliability, and durability. Take a spin and let's make a deal.
Sika Motors on the UN Drive at Sailtown, Bushra Island, or call Sika Motors on +231 775 987 758 or email cmarketing@cfao.com. Sika Motors, drive with confidence.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you. Today is September the 20th. It's Tuesday, September the 20th, 2022. The time in Monrovia is 10:30 a.m. The time in Delaware is 6:30 a.m. And we are glad to be here. We apologize about yesterday. The rains in Liberia were so terribly bad and they affected the internet service. We tried as hard as we could, but we could not make it. But we're glad to be here today. We hope that it's going to get better today. It's not going to be as bad as it was yesterday. We've already started having problems this morning with it. Good morning, Bwakai.
Yeah, good morning, Costa, and it's good to be here with you this morning.
Very well. Thank you, folks.
We have a number of things we'll be discussing today. Then we have a guest towards the end of the show this morning. Something completely unrelated to what we normally discuss here. We will be talking about the situation with PPCC and the NEC. We've got some documents here, some letters exchanged between the PPCC and the National Elections Commission. For those of you who do not know what the PPCC is the Public Procurement and Concession Commission. The PPCC, what they do is that they're responsible to ensure that government gets value for money. So, for example, a certain government entity wants to award a contract to a company. They have to do it in line with PPCC requirements and regulations and PPCC laws and guidelines. And the PPCC has got to sign off on that contract. After they do the award process and everything, PPCC has to review all of the documents before PPCC can give it the green light. If PPCC objects, you have a problem. If PPCC approves, the contract may be awarded to the company. And one of the things this government has never liked and has never really has undermined is the PPCC process, because the guys don't believe in processes. They just want to have their way, award a contract to whoever they want to award it to, and the PPCC stands by and they don't let them do anything about it. So the PPCC and the Elections Commission, they're having a difficult between them. They're going at it. And so we have some communications here exchanged between them. And this is regarding the contract for the biometric electoral system that we're trying to build, thanks to our international partners. That is the problem that we're having now. So PPCC has said we do object. The NEC wrote to the PPCC and said, this is a company that we're awarding the contract to. PPCC said, after having reviewed all the documents, we object because the NEC clearly did not do it the right way. Now, we may not be on radio just yet. They're struggling themselves with their internet. The radio D15, they have to receive us from on high and be able to, and in order to stream it or to play it on a radio, but they're having trouble doing that. So they're having trouble, and that's not their fault. The internet is very, very bad in the country when it rings. Very bad. Okay, so another thing we will be talking about is Lima Bowie's statement, talking about the opposition and talking about everybody, almost everybody has reached out to her. I met Lima Bowie. I saw her this weekend at the NEC Dome Memorial event fundraiser event in Charlotte, North Carolina. Lima is a wonderful woman. We are all very proud of her. She's my Pele sister, and she's doing great. She was a keynote speaker at the event, and but her caution, what she said, that most people in the opposition running for president have reached out to her to be their running mate. I'm not saying she's lying, but what I can say to you is that, and I don't think she's lying. I think a lot of people running for president have reached out to her to ask her either to work with them or to support them, or one thing or the other. But what I can say to you is that Joe Bwaga has certainly not asked Lima Bowie to be his running mate. So I just wanted to point that out, because if Joe Bwaga did that, I would know. That much I can tell you. The other day when people were saying, "Oh, Joe Bwaga has selected a running mate," he and I had a conversation. He said, "But Henry, how would you not know something like that? How would I do something like that you wouldn't know?" He said that to me. Those were his words. So former Vice President Bwaga has not engaged our outstanding and admirable sister Lima Bowie And I have a lot of respect for her. I have a lot of respect for her. And then again, she's my own Pele sister. Okay, and that's not being tribalistic, but that's just me being proud of my own Pele sister. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you can be proud of your kinsman or your kinswoman without it being tribalistic, right? Exactly. People should take pride in their culture, Bwaka. And part of your culture is your ethnicity, your tribe, you know. But when you take your own people more important than other people, even when they don't deserve it, then that's tribalism. When you think your people are better than other people, I don't think Pele people are better than other people. I just think Pele people are amazing people. You know, they got some bad ones, oh. They got some bad Pele people. You know that, right? Like every tribe, they got bad ones. I think Mandingo people are amazing people. I have a lot of Mandingo friends who are amazing.
But
one rotten apple in the Mandingo tribe, I know that Musa ability. I know Mandingo people to be some of the hardest working people. They take pride in hard work. They believe in self-dignity. They avoid trouble. But that boy, they got Musa ability. Wallahi. All right, folks. Yeah, so former Vice President Joe Bwaga has not asked Lima Bowie at any point in time to be his running mate. He's never done that. But I'm pretty sure Lima is right when she says many opposition leaders have reached out to her to be running mate, but not Joe Bwaga. I can also say this to you. Joe Bwaga has not asked anybody to be his running mate. Anybody. He has not. He will when the time comes, but he has not done that yet. And he said to me the other day, Henry, you know we can't make this decision. Well, are you being part of it? I said, well, all right, Uncle. Fine. Now, the other component or portion of what my sister Lima said that I respectfully disagree with. She said, if we, the opposition, don't come together, we will beat us massively. Her words were, she said, we will flock us massively. Now, that is the part where I think my sister made a mistake because I don't think she understands what's happening in the country politically. And besides, she's not a politician. She's not a politician, so she clearly doesn't understand that part. Because the library living in Nana, does that look like a library where we can beat anybody massively to get re-elected?
And for me, on the particular issue, I myself with John and say yes. So now on this particular point, you don't have to agree because I'm in line with Nima.
Well, and you yourself don't understand politics because if you say we can flock us, I'm coming now, and you say you disagree with me, and I respect that, and I also equally respectfully disagree with you as I disagree with my dear sister Lima. 2019, we flocked. CDC lost massively. 2020 elections, the Senate election, CDC lost massively. Do you know where CDC gets most of their votes from? Where do they get most of the votes from, Bwaga?
Monserrate.
What happened to them in Monserrate County? They have lost significantly in Monserrate County. So what does that do to them in 2023? It means that their overall vote count will be significantly reduced because their strength in Monserrate County has been significantly reduced. And there is another reason why. There is another reason why, Bwaga, and I will say that and stop and hear you make your point. There's another reason why CDC will not flock anybody massively. The sanctions. More sanctions are coming. Before we enter, sanctions will be coming while we are in 2023. In election year, there will be more American sanctions coming in election year. CDC, instead of campaigning, they will be defending, reshuffling government, letting people go while we are in election year. There's another point that I would like to make. People say, oh, they got money, they got money. No amount of money will help CDC get re-elected. The last point that I want to make, George Weah picked up 38% of the votes in the first round. That's his real strength, 38%. He and Joel Howard Taylor combined, 38%. Let me say this to you. In 2023, they will not get 38% of the votes. CDC will not get more than 35%. I'm thinking more realistically, 32, 33, but not even more than 35% of the votes. Here is why. Do you know anybody, Buakai? And I'm asking you personally, and I'm asking all of our people watching, do you know anybody who was not a sedition, but is today a sedition? Do you know anybody who was not a sedition yesterday, but has become a sedition today? Buakai, do you know anybody?
Nope.
But I will ask you that question. You know a lot of people, and a lot of people know you. I will ask you the question one more time. Do you know anybody in Liberia or in America or in Europe who was not a sedition, but is so impressed with George Weah's performance that they are a sedition today? Answer that question again, Baka.
Few of the guys, the people that were in the COP, the boys, they joined the CDC based on the fact that they said Joshua is working.
You mean the 5 or 6 boys that were paid money to join CDC? Baka, you know that's not what we're talking about. Baka, you know that's not what we're talking about. Baka, you know that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people who genuinely have changed to CDC because they're impressed with Weah's performance. Now, who are the people who were not where we are, but are today where we are? Now, Baka, I will stop there and I will hear you tell me why you think Weah will flock us massively. You tell us. Give us
okay, so for me, a united opposition can take on Weah and defeat Weah, but not with a divided opposition. Like
so in other words, sorry, Braga, and I have to ask you. So in other words, when all of us go on our own, Weah will beat us.
Weah will stand a better chance over the opposition when they are divided.
Well, I'm not saying you don't have a point that Weah could survive. The only difference here, Braga, is this.
Yeah, of course,
Weah will survive a first round defeat because the opposition is splintered. He will survive a first round defeat. First round defeat. He will have a chance to go second round because we are divided. But there is no way Weah can beat us. Go on, Baka.
Okay, so you stated that the back-to-back win for the opposition in Montserrado County, you base your point, one of your points on that. Remember, George Weah wasn't on the ticket, or George Weah head wasn't on the ballot for the both senatorial election, even though he supported. But that's different. The Senate.
Let me ask you, who do you think they were rejecting?
Because the Senate elections is totally different from the presidency.
Totally different. In America, for example, I'm coming. Midterm elections. Midterm elections are a confidence vote on the administration. When the people vote in the midterm elections, for example, in America, when the president is doing well, they often win the midterm elections. When the president is not doing well, they often lose the midterm elections. That's the way it works here. It's the same way it works in Liberia. Because Weah was doing so badly, that's why they lost so badly. When Weah went around raising people's hands. Now, there's another thing you saw, and I like this little very good debate that we're having. What used to happen before? Weah used to raise the hand of mosquitoes, like Accra's Great, and they will get elected. Have you seen that happen since Weah keep the power? Weah raised the hand of John J. Weah in District 19. Let's name them in order. Weah raised the hand of John J. Weah in District 13. What happened to him?
Costa.
Hold on now. Weah raised the hand of John J. Weah in District 13. What happened to him?
He got defeated.
Weah raised the hand of Polita Way. What happened to her?
She got defeated.
Weah raised the hand of Thomas Fala. What happened to him?
He got defeated.
Weah raised the hand of Ellis Tyler in bombing. What happened to him?
He got defeated.
Every single person whose hand Weah raised lost. So what does that say about George Weah?
Costa, my point is, Mosrado is an opposition county. When Weah was in opposition, every person that he lifted their hand won because they were disenchanted about
you wanted to support my point.
The party. So now, my point is that if Weah lifted people's hands up here in Mosrado, Weah is non-president. So you don't expect the people here in Mosrado to give Weah the Senate seat. But when it's Weah himself that is contesting for the presidency, like I said, the presidency is totally different from the Senate. So now can we say, because
you are not right, Waka, that is not true. Midterm elections are an indicator of what the president's popularity looks like all over the world, Waka. When you are the president and your party goes to elections, the midterm CDC lost for the first time in Grand Jury. The first time since CDC was established, they lost in Grand Jury. What does that tell you? Waka, I'm asking you. What does that tell you? CDC lost in Grand Jury for the very first time. What does that tell you?
It's a bad message for George Weah.
Exactly. Forget Monserrato. But what about Grand Jury? Every president that is in power, Buakai, the midterm elections, the midterm elections are an indication. How well you perform in it, they're an indication. It is a referendum on what you will do, how your performance will be in the presidential. Every midterm election is an indicator, is a referendum. If you do badly, it shows that you're doing badly as a leader. If you do well, it is as simple as that. There's no argument about this. But go ahead.
Yeah, so Costa, now let's draw our attention to Lofa. So the Unity Party lost Lofa. Yes, so can we base on that Joseph Newman Boakai and the Unity Party didn't do well for the Lofian, that's why they lost?
No, that's not why. Several reasons why Unity Party lost Lofa. I have expressed these reasons to them, and I don't know what I want to say them publicly. But there are several reasons why Unity Party lost Lofa. Let me tell you something, Boakai. Number one, the Bandi people in Lofa, they're the third largest tribe in Lofa. The Loma, the Kisi, the Bandi. The Bandi, they're the third largest tribe. Listen. Listen to this. The Bandi people wanted a Bandi senator. The Bandi people have not had a senator since Fomba Kane, 1997, under the proportional representation of Charles Taylor. They have not had a senator. The Unity Party knew what the Bandi people wanted, but they picked a Loma man, and there were several Lomas running. People like this guy. You know who really made UP lose? In Lofa? The Unity Party really lost because of this Cyrus Momo. Cyrus Momo is Loma, he ran. Smokupi is Loma, he ran. The Loma people, too many Loma people ran. And only one Bandi man ran. Only one Bandi man ran. The one Bandi man that ran is Jala. The Bandi people voted overwhelmingly for Jala, whereas the Loma vote was split. Okay? The Loma vote was split. Cyrus Momo, Smokupi, and what's the guy's name? Kotiman, the Unity Party candidate. Unity Party did extremely well. But the Loma vote was split. Okay? If you got two sons, Momo Cyrus, if you got two sons or three sons running, the votes will be split. So when you look at the Lofa election, you got to look at it in context. It was not a rejection of Unity Party. It was a clannish and tribalistic election. But that's the way Lofa is a beautiful epitome of ethnic diversity. Lofa will go for the people will go for their kinsman or their kinswoman. That's how Lofa voted. So the reason Unity Party lost Lofa is because there were 4 Loma candidates in one election and 1 bandit candidate in the same election. And the bandit people told the Unity Party, we want our son to be senator. We want bandit men. But Unity Party decided to go with Loma men. So you had George Sama, Loma, Momo Sarah, Loma, Smokupi, Loma, Galagwa Kotima, Loma. 4 Loma candidates in one election with 1 bandit, and the bandit people are the 3rd largest tribe. So what did they do? The bandit people voted overwhelmingly for their son. Then the Loma people, the 4 Loma candidates split the votes. Not equally, but the other people got drop votes. Momo Sarah's alone picked up over 6,000-7,000 votes. Okay? That affected, if Momo Sarah didn't run, there was no way Kotima would have beaten. They said Kotima, Jala won by 760 votes. Momo Sarah's got what? Over 6,000 votes. If Momo Sarah's had not run, if George Sama had not run, if Smokupi had not run, there is no way Jala would have won Kotima. Now, another thing for you to know how strong Unity Party is in Lofa. Kotima, if Kotima had not run on the ticket of Unity Party, there is no way Kotima would have performed as well as he did. It is Unity Party that made Kotima do as well as he did. Kotima ran on a CDC ticket in Lofa in 2011. You know he ran on CDC ticket in Lofa? Kotima came 4th place with less than 3,000 votes. 4th place. They seen Galakpa Kotima. But what changes the odds for him? Unity Party. When he ran on the ticket of the Unity Party, he came 2nd place with less than 1,000 vote margin between himself and the guy who won. What made Unity Party lose was not anything to do with Joseph Boakai. It was everything to do with the fact that too many Loma candidates ran. 4 Loma candidates split the Loma votes, and Jala alone ran. So that is what favored Jala. When too many people run from the same ethnic group in a county where, of course, the election is largely based on ethnicity, that's what happens. So that's the situation in Lofa. So the Lofa situation is unique. Now, when your sister ran, and when I say sister, I mean your sister by tribe. What's her name? Mariam Fofana. Who won the votes in Kwaru Boni? Okay? Boy, can you hear me? Mariam Fofana is Madingo. Mariam Fofana swept the votes in Kwaru Boni because the Madingo people will vote for their own. They seem when the Loma people vote for their own. So, Boaga, do not use the Lofa County election as a yardstick to determine Joe Boaga's popularity. Now, there's another interesting point I would like to make about Lofa before we move further. Lofa County, what do you mean? I'm not being diplomatic. Lofa was lost. Blamanto, with all due respect to you, I know what you don't know. We have the facts. We receive all the tally sheets from Lofa County. When I say we, the Unity Party, we lost Lofa County election. It was not rigged. I know some of you don't want to hear that. Since you heard Unity Party people say we will go and review the situation and we'll get back to you, have you heard them come back to you? No. Because you see, sometimes the people are afraid of their supporters. So they will not admit the truth to you. I'm just telling you, don't let me go too far into this. We have the results. We lost Lofa. Let me just tell you, we lost Lofa County. We didn't lose it because Joe Boakai is not popular there. We lost it because there were too many people running, too many Loma people. So sometimes, let me tell you something, the people can be afraid of you. Sometimes your political leaders are afraid of you because you will not accept it. You will blast at them. So say they had a press conference, they told you, We are reviewing the situation. We'll come back to you. Hello? Did anybody come back to you? Come on now, y'all be wise now. Did anybody come back to you to tell you what happened? We knew we lost, but we were embarrassed to admit that we lost. We were embarrassed to admit that we lost. That's why we didn't come back to you. Did we challenge any results at the Elections Commission? No, we did not challenge any results at the Elections Commission. We did not. And you know why we didn't challenge the results? Because we had our own tally sheets. We collected all the results. We knew we lost. So no, don't let anybody lie to you that that Unity Party won Lofa. We did not win Lofa. We lost Lofa. We had the results. We knew we lost. The party people will not tell you that, but I don't speak for the party. I'm not a member of the party, but I will tell you that I know what happened. We lost the election by 700 something votes. We did lose the elections. And it was not because of Joe Buckeye. In fact, the reason Kotima did even so well in Lofa is because of Unity Party and Joe Buckeye. We lost Lofa, yeah. That is the truth. That the reason why we never challenged the election results, we did not go anywhere with it because we knew we lost. They will not tell you that for political reasons, but I can say that because I'm not a party leader. I'm not even a member of the party. I'm a talk show host, so I can say that. In 2023, Joe Buckeye would sweep Lofa. He will sweep Lofa because you know what? The same Bandi people that voted overwhelmingly for Joseph Jala are the same Bandi people that voted overwhelmingly for Joe Buckeye in 2017. The same Bandi people. They voted for Joe Buckeye overwhelmingly in 2017, and they will vote for Joe Buckeye again overwhelmingly in 2023. So, but when it comes to an in-house election or an in-county elections or an in-county election, they will pick their own tribe, man. Joe Buckeye na Kisi, man. Kotima na Bandi, man. And Joe Buckeye say, vote for them, man. The people will look at their kinsmen. But when they all come to vote for in presidential election, they will vote for their uncle Joe Buckeye. It is as simple as that. Simple. But we're going to move on to something else here. So, Buckeye, Edwin Snow has said, Buckeye, I made one simple post, and Edwin Snow has been going nuts. Crazy. He's all over the place. Why is he so jittery, Buckeye? What's happening to him?
The man was trying to defend himself. The man said your post wasn't true.
But this is what he said. Yeah, he said my post is not true. He said the president asked him to accompany him to the UN General Assembly. But he said he did not go because he had an ECOWAS engagement.
Yeah.
So the ECOWAS engagement, according to him, is scheduled for the 25th of September. We are left Liberia when? Last week, Friday? When did we leave Liberia?
Yeah, it was on Friday.
We are left Liberia on Friday. Edwin Snow said last night on Spoon Talk that you see how the guy is stupid? Edwin Snow is a fool. So you knew about the ECOWAS event since weeks ago. But yet what did he do? He said he submitted his passport for his visa to the US. But he withdrew the passport 2 days before the delegation departed. But Buckeye, 2 days. We are left on Friday. And Snow would have traveled where we are on that private jet. So Snow wants us to believe that he requested for a passport on Wednesday. Buckeye. He requested for a passport on Wednesday. We are left on Friday. He said on Spoon Talk that 2 days before the president left, he requested for a passport to be returned to him because he realized that he had an ECOWAS event to go to. Wait. So when did Snow know that the ECOWAS event was coming up? 2 days before we are left? First of all, this is where Snow exposed himself. The delegation did not get their passports last week. The passports were all submitted together. Okay? in one folder. They did not do multiple submissions. They submitted all of the passports together. The passports were all submitted together. When the visas were issued, all of the visas were issued together. Those who were rejected were all rejected together. So Edwin Snow's case was not an individual case. It was a part of the whole. Now, Snow is telling us that he got a passport back 2 days before we are left. But we did not get his visa 2 days before he left. They got their visas a whole week in advance. They got their visas a whole week in advance because the embassy knows that they need to return their passports with their visas or not with their visas, those who were denied, so that they may prepare for the trip. So why would they give you the visas 2 days before your departure? That is where Edwin Snow exposed himself. Edwin Snow was placed in something called administrative processing. Administrative processing is when the Americans tell you, for national security reasons, we are processing you. I know people who have been in or on administrative processing for years, Bwakai. You rather be denied outright than be placed in administrative processing. Edwin Snow said, 2 days before the president left, I requested for my passport back. You requested for your passport back 2 days before we are left? But guess what, Chief? The visas were issued a whole week before we are left. A whole week. A whole week before we are left, the visas were already issued. You had already been placed on administrative processing, as were others. So the reason you didn't get the visa, Edwin Snow, is because the Americans are going to sanction you as an enemy of democracy, that you're undermining democracy in the country. For the second time, Edwin Snow is about to set record. He is going to be one of the very first few Liberians to be sanctioned for the second time by the Americans. That's a record that he's about to set. When George Weah came to power, I believe it was the second or the third UN General Assembly, Edwin Snow accompanied George Weah to the US. You remember, Bagay? Do you recall?
Yeah.
I don't know which year was that, but it was certainly not 2018 because at that time I went to New York and we met with Weah and all that kind of stuff. But Edwin Snow accompanied George Weah to America during one of these UN General Assembly trips. So Edwin Snow likes to be with George Weah everywhere he goes. Everywhere George Weah goes, Edwin Snow is there with him. 2019, that's what people are saying. 2019 was the year that Edwin Snow accompanied George Weah to the UN General Assembly. Now, Snow likes to be everywhere Weah goes, everywhere that Snow is. When he supported Ellen, he did the same thing. He was with Ellen everywhere she went. But Edwin Snow is telling us that there's an ECOWAS event that was more important. That was more important than going with George Weah to the UN General Assembly, an ECOWAS event, and that he withdrew a passport 2 days before the delegation left. But you are mistaken, Edwin Snow. I mean, you are lying. The delegation received their visas a whole week before the delegation left. So basically, they gave everybody else's visa. They denied the others who they denied, but your passport was still with the embassy. But you requested it 2 days before the president left. Does that make sense to anybody? Anybody who thinks, you see, well, it's the same way the boys can be denied. The same way we said sanctions were coming, they said we were lying. Oh, that lie. Costa is a bloody liar. He's a blackmailer. No sanctions will come. He's trying to blackmail the government. They said the same thing. Edwin Melvin Snow will be sanctioned. He will be on the December list. Let me repeat myself. Edwin Melvin Snow is scheduled to be on the list of sanctioned people in December. The Americans will publish that list on the 9th of December to commemorate World Anti-Corruption Day. Edwin Snow will not be sanctioned for corruption directly, for actual corruption. Edwin Snow will be sanctioned for helping to undermine democracy in the country.
I think that would be
is an enabler.
Yeah.
He is an enabler of the corrupt, bad system we have. He will be sanctioned for undermining democracy in the country. That is why Edwin Melvin Snow will be sanctioned. Not for corruption. Remember my words. When Snow was sanctioned during the Taylor time, they sanctioned Snow because they said Snow had ongoing ties with Charles Taylor. And those ongoing ties could undermine Liberia's democracy. Snow will make history to be sanctioned for the second time for almost the same reason, for undermining democracy. Take my word for it. Edwin Snow is on the list to be sanctioned. Take my word for it. The same way.
And Costa, that would be the best.
Edwin Snow is passing around talking about he wants to run for president. All of that is just pissing the Americans off. Talking about he will be campaign manager for Georgia in 2023. All of that is just pissing the Americans off. Snow is because of Snow's open association and his brazen defense and support of this government. That is why Snow will be sanctioned. That is why Snow will be sanctioned. Snow is considered by the Americans as somebody who is undermining democracy in the country and promoting public corruption. He promotes it and he undermines democracy. So you go to Edwin Snow, the same mouth that told you all that the government officials would be sanctioned. And everybody was saying, what the hell is Costa saying? What the hell? How can they sanction the government? It has happened. I am the same person that's telling you that Senator Edwin Melvin Snow will be sanctioned. And the reasons for which he will be sanctioned will not be for corruption. It will be for undermining democracy in the country. Every individual that has been targeted to be sanctioned, those of them who require visas to travel to the United States, shall not be granted visas. All the individuals that have been targeted to be sanctioned in this government, targeted to be sanctioned, will not be granted visas if they require visas to travel to the United States. Go save this. Save this. Today is September the 20th, and I've told you what I've told you. Say I'm lying, but wait. December 9th, Edwin Snow will be on a list of the people who will be sanctioned for undermining democracy. And the reason is simple. Why? Because he is a big champion of what is happening in the country. He condones, he supports, he benefits from it, from his ties with the WIA administration. He will be sanctioned. A number of lawmakers will also be sanctioned. Edwin Snow is one of them. But December 9th is not even far. It's just a few weeks, few months away. Let me drink some of my Muncie Power drink here, the mango flavor. That's what I'm drinking this morning. Muncie Power drink, a sugar-free energy and hydration. Very good. Folks, the weather is extremely bad in Liberia. That is why, unfortunately, we have not been able to have the radio people receive us and relay us. We are not on radio yet, right, Baka?
Yeah. No, we are not on radio.
Because of the weather. The weather is so bad today. So let them be denying. Oh, no, because I'm lying. You say you withdrew your passport 2 days before the delegation left. But the delegation received their visas 1 week before the delegation left. The delegation received their visas and those who were rejected, their rejection letter or notices 1 week before the delegation left. So what happened in your case? So in your case, they left your passport with the embassy? Is that what they did? They left your passport with the embassy? Momo Johnson said we are on the radio. Momo, you sure you know what you're talking? So they left the passport with the embassy and they went ahead and is that what happened? It's embarrassing. I see him running all over the place defending himself. Oh no, let me tell you something. A lot of bad things will happen to you guys. The United States, they say we are on radio. Thank you very much. We are on the radio. They say we've been on the radio for the last 30 minutes. Thank you very much for that. Let me say this to you, Bwakai. Another thing you don't know that I know, Bwakai. Bwakai, look at me, please, while I tell you this. The United States government has adopted a foreign policy position on Liberia for more than a year now, almost 2 years. This foreign policy position on the Weah administration is this, that they shall do everything within their powers to ensure that George Weah is not re-elected president. Let me repeat what I just said to you. The United States government's foreign policy on Liberia is that George Weah is bad for the country, that George Weah undermines the country's fledgling democracy, that George Weah is a threat to U.S. national security interests. Let me tell you something. When the passport saga went down and Michael Pompeo, Secretary of State in the Trump administration, when they moved to bring sanctions on the passport director, the American government was forced to do that because the Liberian government's behavior of selling diplomatic passports to shady individuals has the propensity to undermine U.S. national security. The American government has made a policy position that Weah shall never be re-elected. Let me repeat. The American government will do everything that it can in its power to ensure that Weah is never elected. Let me tell you one of the things that they've done to ensure that. The sanctions, that's one. Number two, the biometric voter system. The biometric voter system is to ensure that the election is not rigged. That, Weah can win election. Weah can win what? Look, Weah asked to meet Biden. They said no. We are asked to meet Kamala Harris. They said no. We are asked to meet Secretary of State Tony Blinken. They said no. Everybody we has asked to meet. Did you see the letter that they wrote asking to meet Kamala Harris, Vice President?
Yep, I saw it.
Did you see that letter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you heard any response from Kamala Harris?
There haven't been any response.
Before that letter was written, requesting meeting with Kamala Harris on this particular trip, you know what he wanted to do, Bakai? He wanted to come. Look what he did, the lie in the letter. The lie in the letter and said he will be coming to D.C. and he wants to meet the woman. He is not coming to D.C. He has no business in D.C. We are asked to go to Rhode Island for an event. Hello?
Yeah.
We are asked to go to Rhode Island. The Liberian community in Rhode Island and Philadelphia, they were organizing an event to invite George Weah to attend. We are asked to go to Rhode Island and to Philadelphia. The State Department refused to grant him authorization to go. Did you just hear what I said? The State Department refused for George Weah to go to Philadelphia. Since George Weah became president, he has not been to his house, his own residence, the house he bought before becoming president in Florida. He has not been to his house. Weah has not been to his own house in Florida since he became president. In 2018, when Weah came to America, he wanted to celebrate his birthday, October the 1st, at his house in Florida, Fort Lauderdale. Weah was not allowed to go to Florida to celebrate his own birthday. We also had a program scheduled. The citizen organized a program in Minnesota. Weah was not allowed to go to Minnesota. You know why he was able to go to Michigan? Because the governor of Michigan invited him. And so his plane took off from New York straight to Detroit. So the only way Weah can go to a state is unless that state, the governor of that state invites him to go to that state. And if the governor invites him to go to that state, he cannot drive through another state to go there. He has to fly, and he cannot transit in any state, any other state. He has to fly non-stop from wherever he is to that state. You see, Weah has not been able to see his own house for 5 years. No, 2 years before becoming president and 5 years as president. Since he ran away from America because he refused to pay child support for his own child. You remember that case? Since he ran away from prosecution for over 2 years, then he never came back to America until he won the presidency. He came back in September 2018. So Weah has not seen his own house, the house that he bought with his own money before becoming president. He has not been to that house in 7 years total. 7 years. 2 years prior to being president and 5 years as president, he has not been to his house. And don't think he has not made effort to go to his house. But the Americans have refused to let Weah go to his own house. Weah was supposed to go to Rhode Island for an event. They said no. Weah wanted to go to Philadelphia for an event. They said no. In 2018, he wanted to celebrate his birthday at his house in Florida. They said no. He was supposed to go to Minnesota. The guys who booked the hotel in Minnesota, they called me to say, my man, we need you to talk so the people can pay our money back. Because we made all these expenses for Weah to come. Weah did not show up because the Americans refused to allow Weah to leave 25-mile radius of the UN General Assembly or the UN headquarters. Weah's visas, all the UN visas are restricted, 25-mile radius. 25-mile radius. So you can pay Weah $1 million. He will not come anywhere because they will not allow him to go. Now, let me show you some stuff here. Weah wrote this letter. They wrote this letter asking Kamala Harris to meet.
Kamala Harris, yeah.
Embassy of the Republic of Liberia, 52016 Street, Northwest, Washington, D.C. 2001. The Embassy of the Republic of Liberia presents its compliments to the United States Department of State and has the honor to inform that His Excellency Dr. George Manning Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia, will travel to Washington, D.C. during the week of September 28th to October 2nd, 2022. If you see we are in D.C. during the period here, I will resign from the Costa Show. They letter, what they lying? They're lying that we will be in D.C. If you see we are in Washington, D.C. during this period that they stated in this letter, I, Henry Costa, will resign from the Costa Show. Let me read again this particular part. We wish to inform that His Excellency Dr. George Manning Weah, President of Republic of Liberia, will travel to Washington, D.C. during the week of September 28th to October 2nd, 2022 to meet with members of the Legislative Black Caucus and other members of Now, he said he wants to go meet with Legislative Black Caucus people. So they're asking that during the period he wants to meet Kamala Harris. They wrote this letter on the 2nd of August, 2022. After they have failed with tons of efforts to meet Biden. Tons of efforts to meet Biden. They have failed. Now they were now asking to meet Kamala. Kamala Harris said no. No.
Costa, I don't know, 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
Kamala Harris said no. So now listen now, what they are settling for now, they asked to meet Tony Blinken. I'm sorry, Baka, hold on. They asked to meet Tony Blinken. Tony Blinken said no. Now, they're hustling for a few meetings with some Congress people, Black Caucus people. Baka, they seen Black Caucus people that went to Liberia for the bicentennial. We are still on a bicentennial hustle here. Bicentennial over ever since.
We've been a bicentennial ever since.
Listen to the purpose of the meeting now that he said he want to meet Congress people for. Listen, he said to meet with members of the Congressional Black Caucus and other members of Congress in continuation of the bicentennial celebration of Liberia. What? Let me say in the letter.
We finish forgetting about that thing ever since.
A bicentennial been over ever since. So we are still using the bicentennial to do meeting. In continuation of the bicentennial. They want bicentennial will not start celebrating it now. What in the Black Caucus, the thing is so disgraceful that the president of Liberia, a country that has special ties with the United States, that our president got to be lying on bicentennial just to try to get meeting with people in DC. So he's not hustling on now and the bicentennial in continuation of the bicentennial celebration. So Joey are telling us that he's going to DC to meet with Congress people in continuation of the bicentennial celebration. They pass it. But I want the bicentennial finish.
And ever since that thing, we not easy to get time for that thing again.
The bicentennial has been over since February. So we are asking to meet with Congress people in continuation of the bicentennial. The congressional delegation, they went to Liberia, including the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Chairman Gregory Meeks. They carry a whole delegation to Liberia for the bicentennial celebration in February. President Biden sent his special assistant who went and blasted the government about corruption, Dana Banks. Still, Joia is still trying to milk the bicentennial. You can't lead the bicentennial thing now. That the only coloma you can use, that the only level you can use to try to get meeting with Congress people. Look at the matter about meeting with Black Caucus. You're the whole president of the Republic. The whole president of the Republic is talking about having meeting with Congress people on bicentennial. Is that bicentennial part 2?
It's season 2.
Is that season 2 of the bicentennial? Is that what we are telling you? The bicentennial thing will not stop celebrating the bicentennial Benin because there is no reason for him to come to DC.
When you go in Europe too, he'll use the bicentennial to meet the king, the newly appointed. The men that took over.
When John was leaving Liberia, he's speaking on Thursday at the UN General Assembly. Normally, what do they do? They can announce the president's itinerary, right?
Absolutely.
And they can tell who all the president will be meeting, what all he will be doing.
The Immersion website.
Did they announce anything this time?
Nope. Even the deputy presidential secretary that doing the live broadcast, he himself not know yet what are all the itinerary like for the president in the United States.
They don't know anything.
Yes, even
the president is coming to the United States. They did not announce the president's itinerary. They did not announce the meetings the president will have, the people the president will meet, and all that kind of stuff, the events he will attend. They did not announce any because the president has nothing scheduled. Right now, they're hustling. They are hustling for meeting, photo opportunity. That's what they're hustling for. Even Plantoon congressman now said, Joe, we want to see him. The president of the United States is hustling to meet a Plantoon congressman. He wants to see him. Just to take picture. Because you know why he put that in the letter to Kamala Harris? That the president will be in DC between September 28th to October 2nd. And so the president wants a meeting with Kamala Harris. You asked to see Biden. Biden said, no, he don't want to see you. Then you will go ask his VP to see you. But that thing makes sense. The president, who is the boss, refuses to meet. Then you go to his vice president. You think his vice president would agree to meet?
They will never honor her boss.
She will never honor her boss. The president refuses to meet you. And you think the vice president would agree to meet you? Is something wrong with you? Just to take picture. The whole hustle, that picture hustle. He just want to take some picture to say, oh, the American people are not really against me. Oh, and see, I met Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris will never meet George Weah. Tony Blinken, he tried on Biden and I work. He tried on Kamala Harris and I work. Then he carried it to Tony Blinken, the Secretary of State. Tony Blinken will meet you when Biden and Kamala say no. Something wrong with you.
Because there's a time now we should be enjoying our money that we are spending on lobbyists.
Let me give we are one advice. George Weah should go on his knees before the Americans and get big and say, I will not run in 2023. Just let me go. That's the best thing George Weah can do for himself. I will repeat that one advice. Let George Weah go down on both knees, not one knee, both knees. If I lay later on a belly and say, my people, you forgive me. I'm a kiripus. I'm not a leader. I was just hustling, and I came to the place that we made a lot of blunders. You just let me go. I will not run again in 2023. That is my advice to George Weah, because the Americans are coming for George Weah. They are coming for George Weah in such a ferocious way, you will not even believe it. The UN at the United Nations, Linda Thomas Greenfield is working actively to secure a UN travel ban on a number on tons of Liberian government officials. UN travel ban. They bring in Manisky. They bring in travel ban. Anything the Americans can lay their hands on, they will throw it at George Weah. George Weah, go down flat on your belly and beg the Americans to let you go and promise that you will not run again. That's what you do. That is the only way George Weah can go out of there. You know, you sit down there. You'll be saying, you don't understand. You don't understand politics, geopolitics. You don't understand. The fact that the Americans went for George Weah, chief of staff, the man who runs the country, that George Weah, they were sending a message to. You don't understand what the Americans got in store for George Weah. What the Americans are packaged for George Weah is not easy. The Americans will do everything in their powers to ensure that Weah does not win 2023 elections. You say, but what did Pedro know? What did Pedro know? Pedro knew sanctions were coming before the whole country knew. What did Pedro know? Hello? What did Pedro know? Pedro is the one that told you sanctions were coming before the whole country got to know. Then you say, what did Pedro know? If you start doubting what did Pedro know, there's something wrong with you. Pedro is the one who told you that sanctions were coming before sanctions came. So then ask what Pedro knows. Yeah. The Americans will cut everybody around George Weah. They will cut all the limbs, left, right, behind, front, every limb around George Weah, they will cut it down. Then George Weah will just collapse. What did Pedro know? What did Pedro know? Sit down there. Pedro told you in March 2021 that the United States government was bringing sanctions. And you were like, oh, the man a liar, man. Pedro lying. Sanctions came. And more sanctions will come. Let me tell you something also. Charges are being drawn up against Jefferson Koji at the International Criminal Court, the ICC. Jefferson Koji will not only be sanctioned, but Jefferson Koji will face ICC charges. Jefferson Tamba Koji, the PP Park Gucci Clown City mayor, will be dragged before the International Criminal Court for human rights abuses and violation of people's human rights in Liberia. If you think I'm lying, just wait. What if Pedro knows? But what if Pedro knows that? Pedro knows something? Pedro don't know nothing. Let's go take some calls there. Charges are being drawn up against Jefferson Koji at the International Criminal Court of Justice, the ICC in The Hague. Jefferson Koji will be made to answer for all the terrible things that he's done to people like Justina Taylor and tons of other people. Koji, that PP Park Koji, wait. What if Pedro knows that? Pedro don't know nothing. Pedro says Samson not working. Pedro said Justina Taylor was going to come to America. Justina Taylor never came to America. What did Pedro know? Pedro don't know nothing. Just wait. The way the American coming for you, the United States. Let me ask you one question. The government spent what $3.5 million to hire lobbyists. Why do you think all the lobbyists could not stop the sanctions?
I don't know, because Costa, there's a C question.
Here is why I know. Here is why. The United States government, the two branches of the government, the Congress and the administration, the White House, they were in league. They adapted their foreign policy position before the lobbyists started working. The foreign policy position on Liberia was already adapted and about to be executed before the highest. When let a man go get food, he coming to eat, and they say, "Oh my man, don't cook. I finna bring food." The man said, "But my food already dry. I coming to eat." The reason your lobbyists did not work, the reason the lobbyists did not achieve anything, is because the U.S. government had already received sufficient intelligence on Liberia about the scale and the magnitude of corruption and human rights violations and flouting of the laws of the country, all of which undermine the country's democracy and national security, and the threat that Liberia's recklessness posed to U.S. national security interests. The Americans had already adapted their foreign policy positions on Liberia. When that position was adopted, anybody go to now, you're just wasting your time. But you later, if you're going to come maybe 2 months ago, maybe he said, but now you can't late. The reason why the lobbyists cannot work, that the lobbyists would not achieve anything for you, is because Uncle Sam, the United States of America, at the Congress, it's a bipartisan effort. Congressman Chris Smith is a Republican, is a ranking Republican member of the Senate Committee on the House Committee on Foreign Affairs. He's a 42-year House veteran. Gregory Meeks is the first African American to become chair on the House's powerful Foreign Affairs Committee. All of these people, Sheila Jackson Lee and all these people, and Karen Bass, all these people had already, working with the White House, they had already developed the State Department, the Treasury Department. They had already developed the U.S. foreign policy position on Liberia. While Joia then was stealing, America had already developed their foreign policy position on the country. The position was developed. Then, when they realized that fire was coming, then you went to lobbyists. And that is why their lobbyists could not accomplish anything for them. Because the foreign policy position on Liberia had already been properly and well adopted, pending execution. Then the missiles began to fall. When the missiles began to fall, that is when the sanctions were already cooked up. They were already cooked up. Let's go to the phone lines and take some calls. So you're being lying and denying. What Pedro knows is that the Americans have adopted a position to ensure that George Weah is never re-elected for two reasons. Number one, because the George Weah government poses threat to U.S. national security interests. Number two, because the George Weah's government, the George Weah administration poses threat to the country's stability and peace and democracy of the Republic of Liberia. George Weah is a reckless, clueless, incompetent leader, and the Americans know that. And the Americans believe that a continued reign of Weah would plunge the country into chaos and possibly another round of civil conflict. And Americans do not want that. And so the Americans are removing this cataclysmic failure called George Weah so that the country can be spared possible implosion. That is what they're doing. So it is over. So George Weah can ask to me, whoever he asks to me, he will never see Kamala Harris. He will never meet Tony Blinken. He will never, ever see Biden. I said he's sitting in a hall and go take selfie. That's all. Let's go take some calls. Weah is finished. But take some calls.
All right, folks. The phone lines are now open on 0770-102-102. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Good morning, Buakai. Good morning, Costa. My name is Noah Zawukin, and I'm speaking to you from Chicotan. And I just called basically to announce in this public manner that we're going to be having our first meeting on Thursday, our first strategic meeting on Thursday, at the arrival of our senator in waiting. And I'm in touch with the COP youth chair, Fidel. He will be here at my house on Thursday. We're going to have the first meeting. I'm hosting a meeting. And after that meeting, then we will open our first mobilization publicly at my residence here in my community, where you will begin to see the euphoria of these youths that I'm recruiting for the arrival of our senator in December 28th. Taking information in the community here, some of you will want to come to it true. I dare you by this place is my control area. This is my territorial confines. I have absolute control over this place. So you dare try it? That's all I can tell you. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you so much, Noah Zhao Gibson. The phone lines are open. We'll stay taking your calls this morning. 0770102102886. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. Where are you from?
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, am I on the Costa Show?
The Costa Show. Welcome.
Yeah, okay. I my ever potent and hero. And thank you, Costa, for always being there for the masses. Please still calling from this number 3. Look, I would like to bring this out in this news. There's a recent news about the rest process. Look, the rest has gone to $2,250 as a fee. I'm a businessman from Red Line. And I ask you people to use every influence you have to check on the information. And we all have built a system in the field that is showing red in the field there for the campaign. So the business people at the port is against the RDA. They restricted us from getting red from the port as we speak. So it's making things difficult now for the ordinary people of Liberia. So for now, until the weekend, we have to pay 3,000. As I speak to you, is $2,850. And I will let you people to use your influence to check on the cost of everything that's going on. You will get to know policies and telling the truth. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's come back to the US and take this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Sure, my name is Harrison K. I'm calling from the state of USA. Thank you for the show. Briefly, the Bible says, if you sin, you confess your sin. And the Liberian people are bearing the weight of the George Weah's administration. Personally, I was indeed a member of the CDC, a founding member. But we have to fight to redeem our country. Okay? Liberia is our country. We have to do everything as people. It's not about CDC, it's not about this party, it's for the betterment of the country. So thank you very much. We are doing everything to show that government is no longer in power comes 2023. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sosa. I'll take another person from this line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, your name is joining us from?
My name is Malai Kamara, member of the National Response and Defense Team of President Wiapopo Ejamba.
Nalai, welcome.
Thank you all so much.
Do you know that person will get a restricted visa?
Before anything, let me say happy belated birthday to Henry Pedro Costa, because since that time I've been busy, I couldn't wish you happy birthday.
What do you make of the restricted visa for the president
and also
allegation?
And also, we appreciate your coming to your constitutional right to come and run for your senatorial seat in Costa County. Having said that, my question goes to Henry Pedro Costa. The video circulating around on social media that the government is recruiting people in Grand Jide. From your observation of be truthful, that all joke aside and thing, because you get a propensity of creating chaos in the country. What's your take? Do you believe that President we are able to recruit people for 2023 to win the election? They also go directly to Pedro. Mama, let me answer my question. Let Pedro answer my question.
Let me ask you a question before Costa answer.
You can let interrupt people.
Listen to me now. In the USA, what do you make of his visa being restricted? He can move to other places. He's only in New York.
That is false and misleading. Because
why is it that he's not in the program that was put together for him in other states?
Listen. Because for one fact, people say that Carrasco going in America, Carrasco was denied visa and things. And now the man is
not talking about Carrasco, talking about the
president. No. Now, because
let's focus on the president.
That is what I'm saying. If they can lie on Carrasco, my man, what I say is for is
but let me answer Lolai's question.
Okay, listen to Costa. So, question.
Let me tell you
so much. So, I'm listening.
What Lolai wants me to do is to condemn the video that was circulating on social media so that it can help his government. He wants me to indirectly do PR or damage control for his government. But Lolai, let me tell you something. You asked me a question. Whether I believe that Jawia is capable of organizing rebels to try to undermine or to maintain his stay in power or his grip on power. Yes, I believe that. I believe Jawia is capable of doing anything to stay in power. I believe that. But if you want me to say that the video is fake or is not fake, I will not speak to the video. I will not say whether the video is fake or whether the video is not fake. I will not do that for your satisfaction because you do not love your country. You love a flawed human being more than you love your own country. So you think I'm going to speak to it so that it can help you, it can make you happy. I will not speak to the video. I will not say anything about that video. Whether it is fake, whether it is not fake, that is not my business. Let your government defend itself. That is their job. It is not my job. Okay, let's take more calls there.
All right, 0770-102-102-86-0103. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother.
Yeah, where you joining us from?
Yeah, good morning, Costa. Well, I'm Kemoga, calling from Johnson Street. Well, brother, honestly, the issue of George we are being elected second time, I think George we are to just put it in, they just put it in a dustbin, they just forget about it. But on the issue of Snow, I don't know why I can be giving Snow of relevance. Somebody who a whole lot involving the fattest lifestyle. The man, men are caught this already. The man, not going to get on town and spell water, he bombing. I'm not going to win election. They step on Zoom the people. You don't know about the parties that behave. So I don't want to be giving Snow relevant. The man, that thing all the time, brother.
I just told my own that the man running all over the place. And they know the name visa. I withdrew my passport 2 days before the delegation left. Okay, that you business. So they say when woman pregnant, you look at her, you say, oh man, you know that pregnant. She says she's not pregnant. Just wait, the belly will grow. Belly can go beyond.
Good morning.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Let me say good morning to my senior brother Henry Patrick Costa and that of the people of Mama Liberia. Well, I'm Ramsey F. Joseph. I do join you from Dix number 5, Lofa County. I really do appreciate you, my brother. You know, I've been trying you on most of your topics that you can bring. It can really educate us, but to somehow to penetrate through the only line can be very hard. So, my brother Costa, let me say good morning to you. You know, you are making sense. Yes. So some of us that get here to here, we are listening to you, and we can always learn most of the things that you can talk. We can learn from you. It's true, my brother. Because even we that living here, they're making us that type of way. But one of the things I will tell you, my brother Costa, is that I want you to be on the talk show of In the Night, so that to help us, you know, to make the talk show look a little bit better. Because Spoon FM now is becoming a CDC political radio. Spoon FM is campaigning for how do you call it? For George Weah 2023, because nothing sound they can be discussing over there. Only the opposition they discuss. They didn't discuss nothing sound over there. So we kindly ask you, my brother, to please help us in the net, at least for you to keep motivating us, and then we'll follow this talk show. And some of us that in the video community will try by all means to channelize to our friends, and then we'll keep on calling you.
Listen, my brother. Listen, thank you.
Yeah.
I can't do show in the morning and do show in the evening. My man, I got stuff to do too. I'm a very busy man. I got a whole life to live. I'm a student too. I got papers to write. This morning when I get off the show, I drive to the airport, drop my brother off. I come back here. I have a paper to write. I got 2 more courses to do and I graduate. I'm done in October, but I requested for my graduation in June. The graduation in December was put to June, so I'll be graduating. So I got work to do. I got school to do. I got other business initiatives I got to do. I got other things to do. Contrary to what some people think that I'm a less busy man, you know, but I have a lot that I'm doing. And the day my less busyness, the fruits of my less busyness, the day it erupts to the public, you will see. So I have a lot to do. I can't do show in the morning and do show in the night. Like yesterday, I had a great time on the class Reloaded. So you got to understand, I can't do 2, 3 shows. Do you know how much energy it takes to sit here and speak for hours every day? It's a lot. It takes a lot of energy to do that. So you have to understand that. You have to understand. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Once in a while, I will get on, but that's it. I can't do show in the morning, do show in the night. So let's go take some more calls there, boy.
All right. Let's take the person from the US. Good morning.
Good morning, Bakai.
Yeah, good morning. Anima joining us.
Good morning to our hero. My name is Vamoye, calling from Minnesota. Good morning, Henry. Good morning, our hero. How you doing?
Good morning, my brother.
I just called to say thanks to you guys. Now, everything that our leader been saying about our country now, everything is coming to reality. Now, everybody's seeing it.
Yeah.
And to the last call, the caller I just left before, I really appreciate you for coming up, saying that what the message that is going to the radio, our parents is bringing to you people, you're listening and you're getting sense and making sense. This is how people should learn from your mistake. When you do wrong, some of you that in the CDC today, you refuse to come and then declare the truth to the Liberian people. You just keep forcing lie on the people. It's wrong. When something is wrong, it's wrong. What is right is right. So now everybody's in the reality. Thank you to the caller that just called. And I really appreciate you. This is how we should come and confess ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now take this other person here on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Baka. This is Pastor Charles Aku. I just want to put in this word to us this morning, all Liberians. You see, we talk about God, but we do not believe in God. So we speak words that sometimes affect us. In Proverbs 18 says, life and death lies on our tongue. And a lot of Liberians are suffering. And then most are here, other Liberians saying, Joe, we are going to win. So it tells me those Liberians who are speaking that Joe, we are going to win again, they are the wicked Liberians because your brothers are dying in the street, hungry. And then you say, oh, because the opposition come together, Joe, we are going to win again. So you are like George, you are like Satan, you are like the demon that have no feeling for other people. So this is why I'm going to tell us, left and dead lies on our tongue. The word of God is truth. It's powerful. When you say I'm poor, you will be poor. When you say I'm a criminal, you'll be criminal. Because it is the power of the word that comes from the mouth.
All right.
So I want us to start that. Georgia can win election nowhere.
All right, Pastor Charles Aku, thank you. Let's take this other person here quickly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name, are you calling from?
My brother, thank you for the show. Thanks to Electoral Costa.
What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Sorry, this is Oscar Jaikuya from Badon Town this morning.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the show, Mr. Petro. You're welcome. But I see the question that the video that came out, what I believe. It is about the video, all they do. Now, question in place. It's not a question for you, Mr. Petro. Not in place. So, as a question, what do you believe? What you have to say about it? Nothing.
Okay. Exactly. Thank you.
I got nothing to say about it.
Good morning.
I'm going to respond to the video.
Yeah, good morning. Let me agree with you this morning. My name is Napoleon Soso, calling you from Los Angeles this morning. Boakai, Costa make a little bit of analogy concerning the Lofa elections. Mm-hmm. And he forgot to know that when he analyzed the elections, he said there were a lot of people from the Loma tribe that contested. The same thing come to the opposition. If the opposition goes separately, there will be a serious problem, as the same thing that happened in Lofa. There were Loma people, more than 4, that contested, and it took the vote away from the United Party candidate. So it's going to be the same thing when you have a lot of oppositions, political parties running separately. There will be a serious problem. That was the long one because of the CPP. Thank you.
Collaboration. Yeah. Okay. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, brother. Good morning to Electoral Costa. The news now calling from Maryland Center Community, Bannerfield Road.
Welcome.
Number 2, brother. Petro, God thank you for you for getting all this information. I want to tell you how that getting because I'm small this information small one a year. So my choice is what how getting the winter you also want the time. Because the time is going to be a resident for the meeting because small one for part of million euro. Small one got a free judgment set up and we are seeing the COP member and we'll never let after the course of that. So Petro, we're preparing for you to come. One of us are preparing for you because our things are just there. The process affected and the normal process affected. So what is the difference between safety and safety? So that the same thing the conversation process charges, what is help you giving you? You're not giving you no help. So it's better you say, yeah, I'm running my business, we agree with me at business. But don't have to bring proper money to other people to help me. Because you know you have to. I want to tell a lot different, when I tell a lot different, anywhere you start, for banana junior, the shoe party junior, I sent it out. So why is the help I just have to do for her? We do anything for us. So we're waiting for you. Thank you. That God bless you. That God bless water.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling in. We're still taking your call. 0770-102-102-86 010-383 555-102-102. The WhatsApp number is +231 624171. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Yeah, your name, are you calling from?
Thank you. This is Jason Bingba, and I'm phoning from the Ralph Yahweh. Let me say good morning to Edwin Snow, Costa this morning. I think the show is far better this morning in terms of educating our people regarding what happened in the diplomatic circle, precisely with the American government and Mr. Uyai administration. And I still don't believe it. The Americans have spent a lot of money. We cannot afford for this country to slide back into any civil unrest. I believe it. But President Uyai is not taking key for it. I listened to the U.S. ambassador after the 3 officials were designated. He was clear. He emphasized a particular point. Only on the Liberian people seize the moment. Then I begin to wonder, what is the problem? Seize the moment. Seize the moment. It's a diverse interpretation. Seize the moment and replace the government. The government is for no you. Seize the moment. When you go to the pool, seize the moment and replace Mr. Weir administration. Because this administration is not helping the country. This administration takes such stop and continue to foster the peace of this country. Seize the moment. I really, really don't believe the way you narrated the story. It is true. People don't want President Taylor said that. He said if you want to be a successful president, you don't have unique relationship with the watchdog. Then it means that you can't be a good president. We can't satisfy ourselves for Mr. We are being. We never need to leave our back 2023 and the message are well needed. Thank you for the information.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Let's take some more calls. We have a few more minutes to go.
102. Stay
3 more minutes before the show.
Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Boaga. Good morning, the leader. Good morning to our many listeners. Martin, Princess, Senator, Doctor. You getting me, Boaga?
Loud and clear. Go ahead. You're live.
Okay, I want to say thanks for having me on the show this morning. Like Nola, you called to say leader should condemn that video. I personally not going to condemn the video, but we condemn the individual that did the video with our identity of the video. Which on a media institution or your name, nothing, but everything I was stated in that video. If Jovia can support model, then what is Jovia will not do. Everybody no power speech. Jovia is strong right now with power. That's why they're doing everything in their weak way to intimidate we the Liberian people to not speak. So I'm not going to condemn the video because everything I was stated in that video is 150% truth. The people that living in Liberia here, what they say about Nigeria is not lie. What they say about Costa Show is not lie. What they say about Nigeria, you know how many times the Nigeria have been crying? The Burkina Faso have taken over the forest. They say they are doing money. Where they are doing money, they are taking over the forest. What they're doing there, what they link, they're doing that the next in our bushes over there that they cannot come out, they say they're doing money. So are we coming to condemn the video to put our people to make our people confused? No. We will condemn the individual that did the video because he did not do the video, no identity on the video. But everything I was stated in that video is 160% true. And I want to speak to leaders coming to Liberia. I hope that Liberian people, you people are getting set. We are tired with British few and few the people to carry out operation just for 1 month. At the end of the day, our hospital, the empty. We want a senator that will bring good things to the table. Not senator that wants to be a transport minister, but he should because say Wulu that his friend. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you so much, Martina. Let's take Afra on this line. Afra, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Boaka, and let me say good morning to him and Petro Costa. Costa, Miss Peter, good morning. Anyway, I want to say to Costa, I listened to you carefully when you said if President we have meet was he pressing you will resign from the Costa Show. I feel as Liberian we should stop making some of these statements. The reason I still gave me like this. I can remember when Senator Dela was contesting. And when Dela win the Costa, somebody said when this happened, I will not contest. And today all those statements, people say it's a political statement. As a leader, it is not good to always give and some ultimatum that die. Because when the question all us fast, then people will tend to hold it against the character. That's my only advice.
Afra. Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, man, you've been with the CDC lawmaker Jimmy Smith in district number 2. But man, how do you see the 2023 election?
The 2023 election, it will be the Liberian people that will be the judge. They are the one, the Liberian people, those that reside in Liberia, they are the one that will compare the past and the present and make that decision. I cannot tell you the 2023 as was the president will win or as was the president will lose. But the people will vote on the basis of their interest, on the basis of their feelings, on the basis of their health condition. I think so.
So what is the relationship like between your boss and the administration? Because from my
Very, very cordial. Quite recently, the president paid a visit to our district, and then where my boss was in attendance, the meeting was held, the program was held at Tabet Temple Church, and the president made a lot of pronouncements for our district, including health center, including our Jogotown football field. We also talk about our Jogotown public school. In fact, all of the speakers talk public school, and the president promised to come out.
Will he be contesting the CDC ticket?
Yeah, but for the CDC ticket, normally they have that primary, all that stuff. I cannot tell you yes or no, but the fact of the matter is they have all the processes to go.
If he contest on the CDC tickets,
why you got interested in this?
He's a member. I'm telling you that they just left the program. Okay, so
my is one thing, and recontesting with a fair administration is another thing. So that's why I'm asking you. Do we have plan of contesting on the CDC ticket?
Whatever you declare the administration to be fine, I am telling you.
I don't waste
my program now is the public school that will benefit the people of district too.
Okay.
And that's why my boss is making everything possible for those projects to be completed.
All right, thank you, Alfred.
I'm not gonna Jimmy.
Take this person. Good morning.
No, but nobody.
Morning, brother.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, this was Amy Flomo calling from New Jersey. Costa Pave.
Okay. Welcome.
Good morning, Bob.
Okay. See, people shipping the blame of what's happening in the video to opposition. But it's safe to know that they need responsibility at the federal government. How many times we never saw the here until they're having press conference in Liberia? How many times they call for Bukene bees coming into the border or like Ivorian border in Liberia? People are outcry. What have the government done about that? What we did not see in district number 15 and district number 18? The violence that almost killed Taylor Hewitt was interrupted. Do we have investigative report on this violence that laid down by the government can pull it off by the police and say, yeah, we'll investigate it? So, as a government, if you don't want people to start pointing finger at you, stop pointing finger at opposition. Opposition not responsible to respond to what happened, whether people believe the video or not believe the video. Just do it their own way. Don't have the resources to do this work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We take one more call, then we wrap it up on the show this morning. Just one more caller. We stay here. You can be that last person to make your way through. Okay, this final caller. Good morning.
Good morning, and let me say good morning to the revolutionary Edwin Petro Costa. My name is George Zetano Jr. I call you for Kawe Lajo this afternoon. Good evening, Costa. You have said it all. The young people of this country need emancipation. The young people of this country need voices. And that voice is no one else Edwin Petro Costa, our leader, our father. So come 2023, the territorial election. The people, this is for 15. More especially the area where some of our culture manipulation reside in Cowell. We will amalgamate our forces to tell the great people that this bad governance that Sir Joseph has embraced with Georgia should come to an end. And Henry Pedro Costa will be the next senator for this country. Electoral or illegal. That therefore you get it for granted. We will see you, the people will take you for that. Thank you so much, Waka, for taking my call. And thanks to Dino Henry Petro Costa. My name is John Zezano Jr. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Cos, it's over to you.
Oh, yeah, our time is up. Well, folks, there you have it. It was a good show today. We hope
we're wrapping it up on today's edition of the show.
I
don't know. I'm getting.
Can you hear me?
We can join Cos.
Can you hear me? Okay, folks.
Okay.
Don't pause. The show finished already, so we're not going to pause about it. Bye-bye.